Hi, what you're looking at is the PMR mag kit for the Daiwa Millionaire Tournament 7HT reel. You will have a gold knob, a brass collar, a compression spring, a space age polymer plastic top collar, and a shaft and mag carrier. Now the first thing that's going to happen, side plate's going to come off. If you've got PMR crown screws, quick release crown screws, that makes life a lot easier. Otherwise it's a screwdriver and it'll be a small Phillips screwdriver. Take this plate off. This plate is going to have a hole drilled here, and there is going to be a hole drilled just here, but we'll get to that in a minute. First of all, take the rest of the reel apart. This reel, by the way, is one of my reels that's been sitting waiting to have this done. I'll take off the other side plate and put it apart and take out the spool. Now, as you can see, I had quite a lot of weight in there. That's coming out. That's one of the first things that's going to come off, because you can't have that on there at the same time as the mag, because that is running on the inside here, and basically this would hit the mag. Now, as you'll see, there's a metal piece on the inside here. You can get a screwdriver and you can wedge it out, or when you do the drilling it will pop out anyway. So let's just move on to making the holes. Okay, first of all, make a mark hole, and this is normally made on the line between the two seams. Right, as you can see here, if I zoom this out, I am using a drill clamp to hold the reel cage in place so that nothing moves, and that is clamped, or will be clamped onto the bottom of the pillar drill. Can be done by hand. If you're going to do it by hand, got to be very slow and careful. Now, to use the starter hole, I used a 3mm drill. The next one you now will be using you'd use a 9.2mm drill. There you go, then we have the hole that the mag will go through. Now, here's the inside. As you can see, that needs a little bit of cleaning up on the inside, which is what we'll do next, using a couple of small files. Also, at this point, we will take out the runner that the mag brake, that the centrifugal brakes worked on. And we pull this out and we get rid of this because we don't need this anymore. Now I'm going to take this small round file and I'm just going to clean the burrs, make that nice and smooth. Also on the inside needs a little bit of a clean up. It's not as difficult as it looks. And it cleans up quite quickly. There you go. That's all cleaned up. Now what you should have at this point is that your mag carrier will be able to slide straight through. It's about 1/2 mil, and when it's in the correct position that will just slide straight in and out. Okay, next it's time to drill a hole in this. For this, put the side plate back on the cage with the hole that you've just drilled. Put the cage back in to the holder. And what you're going to do is align the original hole. There we go. That's the original hole. Once you've aligned the original hole, and that original hole is aligned, then we change the drill. Now changing this for the 8mm drill, which is the size of the hole that we need in the side plate. Now drilling through the hole that has been made in the cage to the side plate. This now gives me my 8mm hole in the side plate. Again, just cleaning off little bits and pieces, a few burrs that are on the side. Also on the inside. This is to prepare and make way for the collar. Sometimes it's easier just to take out the excess plastic with a Stanley knife. It's also quicker. It doesn't have to look nice on the inside, but it does have to be flat. Next you take the collar. It's had a piece taken out of it which fits in here on the inside like so, and that fits flush and flat in there like so. Okay, we can see that like so, and that stops this cuff from rotating when the mag is in place. Next you take the mag, put the spring on the mag like so, take the cuff, the outer cuff, this is the outer cuff, take the outer cuff or collar, screw that in like so. Okay, you can see that? Good. Take the mag, inner collar, and screw it in. Like so. Okay, now you're nearly done. One thing that has to be done before you put the spool back in is you have to remove the shafts of the centrifugal brake. I find that the best way to do this is to just get hold of them with a pair of pliers, like so, and then just wiggle it a few times like that, and away it comes, and it comes away nicely like that. There we go, like so. Now you'll see where the mag goes, and the mag's there. You can see where the mag goes, and the mag is there, and that goes in. Now what you need to do is make sure that mag is wound out. I'll show you why in a minute. Get him wound out, find the hole, put the mag through the hole, put the side plate on, and if you've got the PMR quick release screws, all the better, saving of use of a screwdriver. Again, apart from the fact it always looks good, hey. Now your reel is now ready to be tuned. Make sure that the clutch is off and that you can move your spool. Make sure the spool is also just a little bit loose. Now wind him over using the right hand side, this side, and wind the spool over so that the spool is in the middle and then just to the left. If there's no movement, undo the left side just a little bit so you get a little bit of movement. You do need to tune it a little bit of movement. There we have just a little bit of movement. Now just tighten that up so you've only got a fraction of movement and the spool is right in the middle. This is very important that you keep the spool right in the middle, and the reason for this is because you're now going to wind your magnet in, and you keep winding and wiggle the spool with your thumb until you feel the magnet touch the spool. When the magnet touches the spool, you wind off just a tiny little bit, and that means that's as close as the magnet can be to the spool. When you've done that, all you have left to do is take your chrome knob or gold knob, put on the gold knob, push the gold knob firmly down, and then tighten with your Allen key. Make sure that it's reasonably tight, not over tightening it, and what that will do is that means that now that is at the maximum it will wind in, and when you wind out, you can wind out quite a long way, and that magnet of it way off the spool. But when you wind all the way in, it will stop before it hits the reel. And there you go. There is your Daiwa Millionaire 7HT Tournament PMR custom monomag conversion.